If I rule the world, I'll free all my sons. I love them, baby. Woo! Look at that!
Wait, okay, you were there. You were there.
Wow. Hello, everybody. Hello,
Hi,
hello.
guys.
Happy Saturday.
Saturday.
Hey.
Sounds like a cool club mix.
Right? Like, we got this. Again, we are diversifying our
That's
portfolio of
That's it.
things to do. I've been taking singing lessons. If you guys didn't realize, I went, like I was harmonizing.
Yes,
Awesome.
love it.
Well, welcome to episode 7.
Seven.
Lucky 7.
Lucky number 7.
Very powerful.
Mama,
number.
we made it!
Mama, we made it!
And we made it so much that we are taping live on location at Andel Maintenance and Management. Now, let me tell you something. When we came into this establishment, they gave us individual gifts.
Oh my
with
goodness.
Cards.
So sweet.
Oh my goodness.
This is how you do business. So when I talk to my clients about having a client acquisition and retention strategy, this is what you do. There was handwritten cards from Andy and his wife Danny. So thank you to Andel Maintenance and Management for letting us take over your space. If you need any maintenance and management, I'm telling you, that is the company you go to.
Right here.
Because the way that they've treated us, and we ain't paying them.
Okay. This is
Imagine
class
class act. Like,
It is.
on another level. It is.
is.
Like, and this is exactly when I opened Billings Consulting, ladies. You remember I talked about it?
Yes.
I wanted to get our business to that next level.
Next
so we
level.
could
That's
be
That's right.
literally doing, like, they are doing it.
That's
Exactly.
Absolutely.
They're doing it. This is the way how business
Absolutely.
should be done.
And it's so kind of them. Because, I mean, they already gave us, like, their space to use. And we're, of course, we're promoting their business because, hello, we're using their space. But the fact that they took this little extra
They didn't have to
token.
do that.
They didn't have to do it.
They did not have to do this. And the fact that they took upon themselves, we didn't tell them to do this. They did this upon themselves.
This is what you call
and
a
y'all,
strategy.
it's like personalized.
Personal cards,
Personalized
Yeah,
cards.
with our names
Like,
written inside.
one says
Each
Toshiba, one says Telly, one says Cursia.
And listen, anyone that spells my name right.
And they spelled her name right.
You're
God
a
bless
star.
you.
Because, I had all those traumatic experiences as a child where I never had anything personalized. So anytime I see anyone write my name on anything, it ends up literally on my wall in my office. And I will remember you and love you forever.
Absolutely.
So kind
which
of
we
them.
do. So
kind of
Andel, Andy, and Danny and team, thank you so much for letting us invade your space for a couple of weeks. They're letting us stay here for a couple of weeks.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
thank you so much.
So Mama, we made it!
See how we leveling up?
We made it, Mama!
Level up.
Amen.
Level up.
So that's actually what we're going to be talking about today. It's about leveling up.
Yes.
Right?
Level
So,
up.
do you remember what the title's called, girl? Listen, she never remembers, right? What was it called?
Self-development. Invest in yourself.
That was close. It's Are you investing in
yourself?
yourself? Team?
No
excuses!
See?
Why do I never remember this?
Yeah. This is what we do. So it is talking about
See,
investing
the cool
in
thing is
yourself.
that they love me anyway.
Yes,
so
we do.
They understand my crazy.
Yes, we do. Yes, it's a bunch of crazy. A lot of crazy. A lot of crazy. But we are here to talk about business. The month of March, as I think we told you, will be dedicated to business.
Yes.
We talked about some very heavy topics, as we said in episode 6, which we told you. We talked about some heavy topics. So we're going to talk about amazing things over the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
And it's about business and leveling up, level up. Okay. So what it means to invest in yourself. When you guys hear that, like what automatically comes to mind?
So it's funny because they even this is such a huge category, but it's basically the umbrella of it is like when you say level up, it's like okay, your inner appearance, your outer appearance, your mind. There's so many different levels of it. This is so kind of dry, but when I think of leveling up, the first thing I do is look at myself. I'm all about appearance. I know that it shouldn't be about appearance all the time, but let's face it, the first thing someone sees is your outer appearance, not your brain. So, I mean, yes, you need to have a brain that carries everything else out, but you gotta look good at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, yes, here's the thing: when you look good, you generally feel good, right?
That's
and
full on to
and
me.
if
That's
I'm going into a presentation with a client and I'm saying, "Hey, I want you to invest into me,"
right?
If I haven't invested in myself and I show up in a crush-up T-shirt and jeans and sneakers,
Exactly.
that's probably not going to show
It's not gonna fly.
investment in yourself. Right, if my website looks like I sell a $2 product,
Right.
they're likely not going to want to invest in me.
Right.
That's exactly it.
I fully agree with that. I think leveling up is all aspects. So
It is.
along with your mind, along with your appearance, you also you got to set yourself up for the right foundation. So I know that we plan to talk about ego, but you have to first accept that you need improvement.
Absolutely.
That's a big one.
A lot
That's
of
a big
people,
one.
that is when you know you are mature and you're growing.
Yeah.
When you realize, you know what, I need to make some changes
Absolutely.
to get
That's
to
it.
my true potential. Because people out here have potential, but they won't admit that they need help. They won't
That's it.
admit that they need improvements. And that is what some people can't seem to get over that hump in the road, because they won't admit what is wrong first,
Amazing.
That's so true. And yeah, I mean, you have to come to a point in your life where you admit that, you know what, I don't know everything.
Because you don't.
Because you don't.
And
And
you
there's
never
no
will.
shame in that.
That's fine.
You're a human being. You're not meant to know everything anyway. You should be open to having people help you and guide you in the right direction. All of this is to help you get better anyway. No one's trying to call you out to say, oh, look at her, she doesn't know what she's doing and she's asking me for help. That's not what it's about. It's about asking for help. And us, for example, if I need help from my lovely ladies here, I have no shame to ask them. It's like, yo, Sheba, you know what? I don't know this certain subject, but I know you're great at it.
Yeah.
You know everything about consulting and, incorporating business and stuff like that. Can you give me a hand? Can you help me? I'm not going to be like, well, I'm going to sit here and just
And
never
that's
let it
chill.
Yeah, and that's the
figure out
downfall
myself,
of
and then I mess
many
up
people.
and get like a lawsuit.
Well, the first,
Because I mess it
honestly,
up.
the first step in success is saying, I need help. I need to improve. And I need to seek out the things that are going to help me improve.
That's all.
And I think that once you've done that and you have an understanding that things need to be better, then you will be better.
You will.
And it's important to be your best. If you're going to go out there and have a
in
business.
everything.
Especially when you have a business, but in any presentation, anytime you're
Yeah,
walking into a room, if you're
yep.
at work,
Anything,
you must be at your best.
yeah,
If you're going to
have
present
to
something
be.
at your boss, you're going to be at your best. If you're going to present something to your colleagues, be at your best. You
Absolutely.
must always be at your best. And I think people think, they hear the word investing and they think, oh, it's going to cost so much money.
No.
That's it, because they feel that the word invest is such a big money-making kind of
There's
word, and you're going
more-
to shell out a whole heap of cash.
Yeah,
And it's far from the truth.
investment is about currency, but let's all remember, currency isn't just dollars
No, it's not.
and nickels. Currency is time. So if you are taking an hour a day to research what your business idea is,
That's it.
if you're taking an hour each day to take, I don't know, some course to better yourself and your skill,
Yep,
whatever you're doing,
absolutely.
that's a currency.
It's a currency.
An hour of your time is currency. 2 hours of your time is currency.
Yes.
Driving to a self-development course is,
Currency.
it's currency as well. So don't always look at it as a dollar sign situation.
And even if there is a dollar involved, think about it. It's you. You're investing in yourself. Do you mean to tell us that you don't value yourself?
Oof. Ask them again, girl.
What
You mean to tell me you don't value yourself?
well, yeah, because the thing is,
Because then that's a whole new problem. Then
okay.
it just turns to self-esteem issues.
well, the thing is like, for instance, myself as an example, I love clothes. Like, that is not a secret. That's what
you are not alone.
That is what has built a lot of, of what, I do now it's fashion. I love clothes. I love shoes. I love hats. I love it all. But along with that, I love myself. And I know the potential that I do have.
That's it.
I don't, obviously right now I don't shop as much as I used to because
We self-employed.
I'm living that life.
We self-employed.
Living that life. Living that life. But
Long term.
Yes, that's it. Long term.
But every dollar I am getting right now, it literally goes back into the business or my self-development.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I could buy those sweet Nikes, or I could pay a business coach to, you know, counsel me
to
for
better
2
you,
hours.
and then later on in life you can buy all the Nikes you want.
Right, or hire a marketing person to look over some copy. Like, if you think about where your money is going, you'll find that there's more value, because the thing is that honestly, you invest in yourself today so that tomorrow you can go and buy those Nikes.
And I don't even want the Nikes. I want the shares in Nike.
There you go. Well, it's like when Kanye bought
came to
the
Disney.
shares and Disney
and Netflix.
And
That's
she was
smart.
like, this is the hottest gift any man has ever gotten me.
I want
because
shares.
He made her more rich.
Exactly. And that's how you invest in yourself. That's how we need to shift our mindset in our community, because, you know, I love my website. So, you know, billingsconsult.com. So www.billingsconsult.com. If you haven't checked it out, I built that website myself.
There you go.
And it was an investment over a lot of time, but I wanted to make sure that I put out the best product I could. And I'm going to tell you, my website started out a little rough. And what did I do? And we talked about it in episode 6, you know, about personal board of directors.
Yes.
But I have a personal board that I went to, and I beta tested my website. I beta tested videos before the one that I put on my website. You guys were part of that. I have a group of people that I went to, and I said, give it to me. Let me know what you think. Is this the type of product? And when they said, oh, no, girl, I reinvested in myself because I wanted to put out the best product. Because again, how am I going to ask clients to invest in me if I can't invest in myself? And again, I'm putting up a product looking like I'm selling like a $2 product.
And that's the thing. And it's funny. We always talk about this, how, you know, you'll see some businesses and, you know, you go to their profile and you're just kind of like, well, what are you selling exactly? You know, you say who you are. You're like a PR, you're some PR manager or what have you. Yeah. And you're thinking, oh, okay, great. And they you get their business card, someone refers you, you go on that person's website, and you're appalled. You're just like, okay, well, what's with that broke down 3-wheeled Honda in the background? Why are you wearing jogging pants with holes in it? Where are you?
This is actually,
this isn't a joke.
These are not over-exaggerated.
This is a real website.
I've gone on people's website that I'm like, oh my God, no, I will never do business with you.
And you're wondering why you're not getting any business.
Yeah, like in the fashion industry now, we know a lot of personal stylists that, you know, they style everyday people. We're not talking about J-Lo. We're talking about everyday people that either are running a business or they're professional in their skill and they want to, you know, get further in their career. Whatever. And people will come to them and say, look, I know that I don't know what I'm doing. I know that I don't look like the CEO that I need to be. I know that I don't look like the PR professional that I'm supposed to be. I need help.
And see that? And they drop the ego.
You have to drop the ego. You have to admit that you're doing something wrong. I mean, for me, just so you know, so we do something called a monthly audit.
Yep.
And we go through our blog at hercastlegirls.com. And
tell them again, girl. What's it called?
hercastlegirls.com. Right. And that is where everything lives. Our music, our soon to be coming soon beauty business, and everything else that we do. Like, we're a multi-digital content creating business machine. And we look at our website, we look at everything from what were the captions we put on Instagram this month, how did we look in this picture, we worked with this brand, did that work, was that a good collaboration or a good union, what could we have done better? And we're constantly looking for things that weren't right. We're like constantly looking for mistakes.
Purposely. Because we know that everything has mistakes. Everything.
We want to find the mistakes so we can correct them. And if you aren't doing that in your business, in your career, like
in your
moves,
life.
in your
It should be
life.
a life. It should be part of your life change.
You should be auditing yourself.
Audit yourself daily if you need to.
I mean, and you can even bring in your personal board of directors if you want, and bring them into even that very audit and say, these are the things I felt I did wrong. How would you go about it? Or what did you think of that post that we did with so-and-so? Did you think it was of value? Do you find what we're doing valuable? You know, you do all of those things and ask every ridiculous question you can ask.
And there's no such thing as a dumb question.
No, there's not.
Questions were made to be answered.
Smart
and
people
if you don't know,
ask questions.
Exactly. You just don't guess and think, okay, well, I guess they mean this. No, ask questions. Because it's your investment. You're investing in yourself. So you need to know what to do. And don't be ashamed to ask.
Self-development is an important thing to do in
Absolutely.
all aspects of your life.
Absolutely.
Especially when you are really into business. It is important to continually be self-developing, and it doesn't have to cost any money. And we're going to give you some great tips on this episode about things and places that you can go for online courses free. When things aren't free, we're going to give you some tools to figure out how it can be free for you.
Yes.
But one of the things that, you know, that is important when you're investing in yourself, and a lot of people do not think about this, and I really want you guys to think about it, is, are you surrounding yourself with people who are invested in your success?
So,
girl,
do I,
now I am. Before, absolutely not.
I think, well, the thing is, not to say that we are young when you look at...
We're youngish.
According to our bio, we're youngish.
Youngish. But,
you know, we're young.
so, for
Mind your own business.
maybe for you, but I was so growing up, I was a shy kid. And I don't regret being shy. That was actually a benefit to be shy because I didn't make loads of friends. I only made friends with people that were the Dracula enough ones to come to me and say, hi, my name is Bobby. Da-da-da-da. And it's like, oh, okay, this person wants to be my friend. And I would be their friend. And what I found with these kids that had these bright personas, I learned a lot from them. They would be like, do you know what this word means? And I would say, no. Well, this word means blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I start using these words. I'd go home and be in conversations with adults, and they're like, how did you know that word? Oh, I just know that word. So I'm a full believer in this. There is a saying that says, if you're hanging out with shit long enough,
you're going to end up smelling like it. You're going to smell like it.
So,
or Jamaicans like to say, show me your friends and I tell
you
who you are.
So all of these sayings are basically saying, look, you have to make sure you're surrounding yourself with people that are going to lift you up, people that are going to bring you to a higher standard, people that are going to make you see the potential in yourself and make yourself better. Because if you're again with the foundation, if the foundation is not there, if it's not set, you will sink.
You're gonna go in the quicksand.
And you need that supportive group as well.
You do. I know that you're right too, guys. You were really shy growing up, but
very shy.
I know that I wasn't shy. I just didn't like talking to people. But I was also shy when it came to what I was doing. So because I didn't share really what I was doing, the people that were around me, they didn't know what I was doing, so they didn't really give me any, encouragement, advice anyway. And it wasn't until I got much older when I was like, you know what, these ideas I have in my mind, maybe I should finally run it by someone. And the people that I would run it by, that's when I learned, no, you're not the right person to be in my life because you're not, I don't like what I'm hearing.
You did an assessment.
You didn't really, and I didn't like what I hear. So I took it upon myself to distance myself from those people and find people like-minded like me to be a part of my board. Yeah. And once I started doing that, that's when I started being more confident in my decisions.
Yes.
And say, okay, yeah, you know what? Okay, that person said, yeah, go ahead and make an album. Yeah, go ahead, start that thing. Yeah, go ahead. And they give me the pros and cons of it. Yeah. But they still, encouraged me to go ahead and try the idea.
Because all you can do is try.
All you can do is try.
And ultimately, you said two things which I think is interesting, and this is one of the things in our community. You can't sell a secret. I wrote a whole post on that.
Yes,
on
you
LinkedIn,
did. Yes.
Right? And it's funny, I was browsing through LinkedIn. If you don't know LinkedIn, it's a professional network. Browsing through LinkedIn, I was reading some comments, and somebody actually had that quote, "You can't tell a secret." And I'm like, bang! Right?
Absolutely.
Like, you
Right on the
absolutely, there's this thing about, and we talk about it, even I think in episode 1 we talked about it, about
Yes.
holding on, and everything is so close to your chest.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot sell a secret.
Yeah.
And I know there's this big thing in our community, you know to tell everybody everything.
Don't let
and
your
all
left
that
hand know what your
stuff.
right hand's doing.
Exactly.
Right.
Right. All that.
Things.
However,
Yeah.
in order to be successful, someone somewhere has got to be able to buy your product.
Yep.
In order to be able to buy
Exactly.
your product, they need to know about it. So you're going to plan this amazing party. You're going to bring the best DJs.
And invite everyone.
And then, but if you don't tell anybody, nobody shows up. So it's not a great party.
Just
So
do it
you can't
yourself.
have this great. So imagine Andel Maintenance
Okay.
and Management. Imagine if Andy said, "I'm going to do this business, but I'm just not going to
But
advertise
never
it."
tell anyone
Advertise.
about it.
How's anyone supposed to know?
Well,
We're
I
not
think-
mind readers.
So I think the problem is so we have to look at it like this, and I'm gonna bring in some actual music marketing philosophies here. So there's a music marketing idea that people are actually now starting to use in any business, and the idea is that you only need 1,000 people
Yep.
to be your fan, and the idea is that if you get 1,000 people to spend $100 on you a year, not a month,
Just a year.
a year. If they bought something for $20, then bought something for $30, then bought something for whatever, $50, throughout the entire year, you got $100 from them. And if you find 1,000 people to do that, how much money is that?
Y'all want to do the math on that? And if you don't, you take 3 zeros. You take 2 zeros. How many zeros
I
that
am
give you?
done.
Gives you 5 zeros.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the one to that. That's $100,000.
That's $100,000. So, meaning you don't need
You need
7
the whole
billion
world.
people on the planet. You need 1,000 people.
You don't need
Now-
Beyonce fanship. You
Right.
just need 1,000
Now,
people.
if you only need 1,000 people, who cares if all of us are in the same business?
Who cares?
How many people are on the planet?
Over 7 billion. I think
billion.
it's like 7.7
Yeah,
billion.
we're getting
at this
close to
point.
8 billion
So,
now. A lot.
If I
Jesus.
tell
Come
all
on.
my friends about my business,
What's wrong with that?
how many of them are gonna go and say, "Oh, that's a great idea.
And let me
now
go
I'm gonna
open a
go
new
copy
one."
it."
Just like you.
Like, let's be realistic here, right? Because a lot of people are like, "Oh, I got these good ideas and I don't want no one to take them." I'm like,
Who the hell's
but
gonna help you
if
though?
you're
If no one
doing
knows.
the idea and you're already doing it, who's gonna run and beat you in doing it? You're doing it.
But here's the best thing. There's only one you in this world.
All right.
Therefore, because we're in this, like, you guys have another talk show. Am I like, oh my God, my girls created another talk show. We have a talk show. No, because it only helps
It's only good
to
for
build and grow our entire
Exactly. It's
brand.
our entire brand.
We are crossing over because there are 2 types of people. We have a certain audience that's not your typical girl talk.
Absolutely.
That's it.
And we have a certain audience on the Soul Connection that's completely different. They're music geeks. They might not be into society and things that are going on within the world right now, but they like us. So if they like us, they're like, hell, I'm gonna watch that Not Your Typical Girl Talk show, even though even though I'm not a part of the community that they're from, but I really enjoy the dynamic and I enjoy the chat. So I'm gonna go watch this show. I
That's
have
it.
many friends that are watching both that started off with this show,
And now watch
went
Soul
on to
Connection.
the other one and watched Soul Connection 2. People from Soul Connection come
Watch
and they
it.
watch
It's
Watch
like
it.
vice versa.
It's not
It's-
a competitive landscape
No, it's not.
where we are going to
It's
push
not.
other people out and say,
No.
well, you can't do that. If somebody came to me right now and said, Toshiba, how did you guys get started? People ask me all the time. I get people on LinkedIn. I get people on Facebook. I have people on Instagram. When I meet people, they ask, and I am happy to share. I'm like, we have some lights and a cell phone.
That's it.
Even
There's
Andy
no-
was watching
even
us.
Andy was
watching us
asking,
set up
what's
today,
your setup?
and he was like,
this is it.
He's
Oh.
fascinated. He was like, that's it.
We got 2
I'm
lights
like,
and a
yes.
ring light. That's it, and a cell phone.
Yes.
There's no big production. We are the production.
And we're
We put
happy
it all
to share.
together.
So stop thinking that everything needs to be a secret because
That's
you
it.
are unique. Like our chemistry, the 3 of us are unique. If
Very.
somebody else came together, 3 women doing something similar, their chemistry would be
Be
new,
unique.
their
Yeah.
knowledge, their
Yeah,
perspective,
it's like a
all that's
fingerprint,
unique.
right?
Yeah.
It's a fingerprint.
And
Like, you know, every fingerprint
that's
is
it.
different. Our uniqueness is our fingerprint.
Right.
If three other lovely ladies want to do something the same, go ahead. And they're going to have their own
Absolutely.
flavor. And that's accepted. Like, there shouldn't
Yeah.
be a
You
secret.
shouldn't be out there fighting and wondering, because remember also, how many people do you follow on Instagram? One?
No. Unless you're like Beyonce. She's a follower.
Well, yeah, but I'm pretty sure
She
she
follows no
probably
one.
has a secret account somewhere.
Absolutely,
does.
she does
I'm
have
sure
a
she
secret
has a
She's
secret
account.
account.
following everybody.
She's following
Absolutely
Rihanna.
has.
She's following Rihanna.
Yeah, and she's following. But the thing is that everybody is following, say, average 500 people.
Oh, yeah.
So just because I'm following one business coach doesn't mean I'm not following 10. I follow tons
Yeah,
of
because
business
it's
coaches.
all, in the
Tons.
end, it all works together.
And you can learn different things from different people.
Yeah.
And
Make
isn't
it
that
fit
what life
in-
about?
That is.
A
Life-
continual learning
That's
thing.
what it should be.
It's a school.
And-
Life should be learning
and-
all the time.
And that's
not
how
just
you
once in a blue
succeed in
moon.
business. This is how you succeed in life, through knowledge, through learning, through education. And people need to take it more seriously. I know, like I was saying before about the whole money and where you spend money that you have, beyond the things that you need. You know, you need water, you need heat, you need food, you need to pay your rent or your mortgage. But after that, things that are left over, it's like, well, you could invest in yourself. Like we were talking about things that make us feel confident. And for me, it's dressing well and wearing some sort of lipstick.
Right.
I won't even go speak anywhere or go to any panel, or I won't even get up and ask a question unless I'm wearing lipstick.
Well, no, and that's the thing, because like Sheba was saying, you know, you feel the most confident
When you look great.
when you look great. And
Yeah.
for you, it's like when you have your lipstick on, you feel like you can rule the world.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be.
Yeah, and
You
and
should
everyone
look
needs
how,
to find that.
That's it. I know, you know, we all have our things as to what makes us feel like, okay, yes, I can control this boardroom. Yes, I can rule the world. Yes, I can do this. Yes, I can do that.
Love that. And that's the truth. The moment you walk into any space, you should absolutely feel that you've got it. And again, investment into yourself does not take a lot. And, you know, we're going to talk about, and you know, I'll start talking about it, some free resources that are available. I know
Yes.
when I decided that I was going to go full-fledged and do billings consulting, I said to myself, you start from a deficit. I had to actually say, I almost said, like, I don't know anything. I'm not
Right.
going to assume that all the knowledge that I've gained, that's it. Oh, great, girl, you've
No,
been
that's
doing
the thing.
this.
You dropped
I
the
dropped the
ego.
ego.
You
And
dropped it.
I signed up for all, listen, I'm signed up in so many courses you cannot imagine. I did a course, I failed the exam. Listen, I needed 32 out of 40. I got 30, so now I have to retake it.
And that's all right.
But that's fine.
Because it's part of learning.
It's what I needed to do, and I started from a place of deficit. I said, what do I want to do, and what do I want to take to make sure that I'm giving the best service to my clients as possible? And I had to drop the ego. I signed up for courses. Let me tell you, these courses are free.
Yeah, guys.
We're gonna tell
if
you
it's
about
free,
and you know what else
for
they
me.
have? It's called a library.
we talked about this, didn't we? Yes,
Thank
we did.
you.
If you caught our last episode,
Yeah.
Library.
Talk about the library.
Library card.
it's free.
You go, you take your library card, and you look up the self-investment books that you want, and you borrow them for 3 to 4 weeks. They now have this wonderful app. You remember,
Yes.
you download
So
it.
there's
You
an
download.
app. Yes, there's an app
It's called
called
Libby.
Libby.
L-I-B-B.
And I
yeah,
literally,
yeah.
we were in a meeting. We were in a meeting about the show and
Yes.
about, you know, our sponsorship
Yep.
and what's going on today. And while we
Libby,
were on the
Libby.
phone, I was like, listen, self-development is as easy as picking up your phone. I opened up the Libby app, which is a library app, and you open it and you can borrow books. You can
Yep.
borrow audio, PDFs, whatever. And while we were sitting
Yep.
there, we were in a full-on conversation, and I put in self-development and pressed search.
Hundreds of
Books came up,
Hundreds.
including
beyond such and such for dummies.
yeah, like there was
Beyond
the book
the dummies
called
books.
The Influencer, what's it, you know, New York best-selling whatever book, and I was like, oh, I'll borrow that. Oh, I'll borrow that too. Oh, yeah, that. Borrowing books, and I didn't have to leave my house.
Absolutely not.
I didn't have to put gas in the car to drive
Nope.
nowhere.
No.
I could take a day now
And
in
read
my
the book.
bed and read all
And
these
that's
books
what
can't
we're
read
going
no
to
in
do.
my pajamas.
And the thing is too, like, people make it too complicated. Like, just break it down. First of all, breathe. And think of it like this. No one is asking you to make a new wheel. All you are doing is
the wheel's already been built.
do the same thing. We were at what was it, Katrina? She did a course on this.
Yeah.
And she said, listen, do this. Find someone that you look up to. Look at what they did. Do that.
And
Do
then
that.
Do
And
that.
and guess what? You've done it. Congratulations.
Like, there are people.
It's not
Yes.
hard.
People have done it. She
Just
said
recreate the
She
exact same.
every business coach
step.
I've met that I've worked with says, name 3 websites that you really like. Which websites have gotten your money? Where have you spent money in the last 3 or 4 days?
Do what those sites have done.
And then look at them, break down those websites, and now go do that.
Go do it.
Do that.
Go make
It's
that.
not hard. Like, it's very, very simple. But I guess people put so much pressure on themselves when they hear
They
the
do.
word invest, and they're like,
Oh my God, I
God.
don't have the money. I don't.
And the
I-
first
we-
thing
I
they
mean,
go
we
to
all
is
go through
money.
it, right? I don't have the money. I
First
don't
thing they
have
go
the
to is
money. I don't have the money.
That's
I don't
it.
have the
And
money.
then they start overthinking and doing the tapping and anxiety and
But again,
breathe.
the
It's not
vibrate card,
complicated.
we're gonna start with the first thing.
Yeah.
We can all go
Vibrate.
take the subway,
all-
walk,
you can go
bicycle,
download the free app.
skate, whatever you do to go get a library card, because absolutely you can get all of the free self-help,
Yep.
self-development, investment, like knowledge. You know, people say knowledge is power. I recently started
is.
saying knowledge is currency.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
The more you know, the more people will
People
pay
pay for
you.
You
People
have to be
will
an
pay for it.
expert at what you know.
Yeah, and
People will pay
yes.
you.
You're an
We are
expert.
a testament.
We're a
that
testament.
People will
Girl.
pay us
Pay
for
you.
what you know.
People will
Girl,
pay you.
people will pay you for what you know.
I remember we weren't even advertising ourselves as stylists.
No.
We weren't. But someone pulled up an Instagram and was like, would you guys like to work on this fashion show thing? Would you guys like to do this and do that? And it's like,
Sure.
never stop.
We're
Okay.
stop- we're sure.
That's another thing. We're dolphins.
We're dolphins. Whatever someone says, we don't think. We just do. It's like,
Just
okay.
go.
And you figure
Even
it
when you
out.
don't know.
as
You figure
go
it out
along.
as
We
you go
figure it out.
Figure it
along.
out as you go along.
And-
that's how a lot of Hollywood stars have done this.
Yes. And
lot.
we went ahead and started doing this. And it was like, why did you want us to do it? Oh, well, we saw these looks that you did and they're right on par with what we're doing. And you already know this. So why would we go out and get
go
a
somewhere
stylist
else.
and try to show them what we want when you already are doing what we want? So they were basically taking a chance on us because of the skill set that we already had in place.
That's it. And even with-
That is why people hire people for jobs.
That's it.
It's based
That's
on
exactly
the
it,
skills they have.
That's it.
They don't hire them because you look cool. Like, they hire you because you know something that they need
They do not.
to
Yeah.
catapult their business.
And they want to pay you
Catapult their
for
business.
it.
And that honestly can be as easy as just reading a bunch of
Girl.
books. You
Just
know how many people
recreate
talk
the
about
same wheel.
You know how many people talk about I learned this business because I just read books?
Yeah.
That's
Just
how
kept reading books.
That's how Johnny Depp got through life. He was like a high school dropout, and he just
Never
went to the
went to
library
acting school.
and he read books
And read.
every single
And
day.
Here we are, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Part 20, right? Doing part 25 now,
right?
or something like that.
So it's not, so when you hear the word investment, don't let it scare you and think, well,
Yeah,
I don't
don't
have
let
the
it scare
money.
you.
We ain't got it either.
We ain't
Look,
got it.
y'all.
We are
got
putting all of it back into the
Nice.
business so that we can be better,
That's
right? And it doesn't take a lot. LinkedIn, if you don't try, go on LinkedIn. There's LinkedIn Learning. The courses are free. Yes, there are some you have to pay for, but a lot of them,
lot are
I
free.
take them,
And
are free.
Yeah,
Yep,
and
they're all
even
free.
through LinkedIn, they have Linda with a Y. And even though Linda is a paid skill video thing, you can get it free for 30 days. How many short videos
courses?
can you watch in 30 days?
A ton.
The same amount you watch on Netflix
Okay.
that you pay
Binge
for.
on those videos for 30 days and then cancel it.
And then you know what you can do? You get another email address.
And do it again.
And you do it again.
Reinvent.
So that's the
Keep
thing.
spinning
Stop-
that wheel.
Every time there's a 30-day free trial, I have got several email addresses.
Thank you.
Do it again.
Realistically,
Do it again.
and I just use those email
Yeah.
addresses and cancel
Yeah.
them before
Yeah.
the third, and do it again.
Yeah.
Do it
We
again.
just gave you a hack.
Stop
There
making
is no
excuses.
way.
Yeah.
Stop making excuses. Stop it. No team, no excuses.
Guys,
Right? Team, no excuses.
Guys, there are so many coding academies that are free. So if you're into this whole tech thing and you're like, I want to be in tech, I want to become a website developer and all this stuff. you'd be surprised how far you can get on free.
Oh
Code
my goodness.
Academy is an actual website.
Yeah.
You can Google it. I took loads of courses on there, enough to now our blog is at a place where it didn't used to be, but I just went on there and learned stuff, and they teach you things within a certain amount of time. I think you get like 8 or 12 weeks of courses free. And
FREE.
if you have
My
questions,
God.
they have a community that's so strong. You can go into the forum
Thank
and
you.
be like, I can't figure this out. And someone always comes in,
Response.
hey, I remember that part in level 2 of whatever module. Do this.
Done.
Ta-da!
People are there to help you.
And then all of a sudden you have a new skill, you have a new knowledge that you add on. That there's another thing called Coursera. Coursera. Coursera is an online course. I think Harvard has stuff on there. Stanford, like all these universities have these courses.
Yeah.
You can pay. Okay, so I'm gonna give you the hack that I did. You can pay, so they'll put up the thing and says pay and you get your certificate. No, you don't pay. You audit the course. So you go into that course and that you want to do and you say audit. And literally what that means is you're taking the course just like anybody else. You just don't take the final
But you're not taking the
exam.
final
Which is
exam.
fine.
And you don't get the little piece of certificate that they
Who
give you in
cares?
the
That's
end.
just-
Who cares?
Who cares? It's all up in here.
And I take all kinds of notes.
It's been
and
downloaded into your
Thank you.
brain.
You sit there and you go through and you take your notes and you're learning exactly
exact
what.
same
And Garcia was
things.
paying for it. Her and I are learning the exact same thing.
Same
I just
thing.
didn't take the exam at the end,
Okay.
nor did I get the $72 certificate.
Who really
To put
needs
it on my, who cares? Like, no,
needs
people
that?
just want to know that I have the knowledge. Here's another one. Google. Google has
What's
a
the-
learning
what's that word?
academy.
I never heard of them before.
Google.
Google?
Yeah.
Google?
Yeah.
That's a new
Google.
company, I
Google.
think.
So we all use Google to go look up foolishness on the internet.
Like, what's going on? It's like, this person's love life.
Right? So you can use Google, and they have a learning academy
They do.
that you can actually take courses that will give you the certificates for free.
What's that?
Free.
You
Guys,
say free.
there's so many resources out there. The
Okay.
laptop.
What's
the
that?
Cell phone that you
Okay,
have
I'm
is a
gonna cut,
treasure
I'm
trove. Is a treasure trove for
Oh,
knowledge.
God.
Even I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna wheel it all the way back to something as simple as YouTube.
Oh, there's lots of
Put the
things
right
on
words
YouTube.
into YouTube.
Hundreds of things on YouTube.
And you can learn
Oh,
a lot of
free.
things. Let's say let's say, oh, I'm interested in doing this as a business, that as a business. You can start your foundation right in YouTube, and it will take you to a certain point, and then you're like, okay, now I need to look for other courses. But starting is better than doing nothing. Which is what a
Just
lot of
start.
people tend to do.
Nothing.
They do nothing.
They
They're
do
like,
nothing.
I always dreamed of being an interior designer.
But
and it's like, okay,
I don't know. I don't know if I can do it.
I mean,
I don't
you
have
don't
this
need
resources.
to go to a 4-year college
You
to do
don't.
this.
Those days are gone. Like, the days of doing that kind of
That is
stuff,
also
going
true.
to school for 4 or 5 years.
Who has time for that?
No one has time
See,
for that.
no,
The world has changed.
It has, and listen, I'm all about
drastically.
education again. Trans,
stay in
finish
school.
university.
Trans,
Go to
stay in school,
university.
girl.
No,
Stay in
go to
school.
university. But this advice is the advice that I'm giving right now. I see this as advice for people that, let's say, you're looking to change your career.
Exactly.
You don't want to go in this way. You want to go in this way, or you're starting your own business, or you want to add on to what you already have. You might have your college degree. You might have your university degree. But now times are a-changing.
Absolutely.
And, just being, a nurse in this way
Isn't what it used to be.
It's not what it used to be. You need to learn new things. How do you learn new things?
It's funny because with you saying that, thank you. Say that.
The crazy
I know,
cat. on
because
the
I'm a crazy
laptop.
cat. You should see her nails as she's going. You should see her nails as she's going.
That's it.
But I was gonna say, like these days, people have they say that you should have 7 streams of income. And with that alone should propel you to say, okay, what can I learn?
What else can I
What can
learn?
I implement to do this? What can I implement to do that? 3 to 4, 7, however many streams, but one stream these days
It's not enough.
is not enough.
And not to get all dark and dreary, but constantly in our society we hear about a recession is coming.
It is
There's
coming.
going to be a
It's
low
coming.
time coming. How are you going to survive I got the shock of my life, to go back all the way to the first episode of this show, where I was working at a very, very legitimate startup company,
I remember that girl.
making good money, doing a skill that was considered money, bringing money into
She's
the
a
company.
revenue generator, y'all. Revenue generator. If you don't know
Okay.
what that word means, it means that you are someone who brings money into the company.
That's
Yes.
right.
And
That's right.
I was told, thank you for your service. We love you, but this is your last day. No one cared the fact that Christmas was just a few weeks ago.
Girl,
Oh,
I
no one
remember.
cared.
No, they did not.
No one cared that a lot of the people I was laid off with, they were at the roughest, hardest times in their life.
They don't care.
People's relatives were passing away.
They don't care.
People were scheduled to go to a hospital with their wife to get C-section.
Them no care.
They don't care. So in that moment, you realize why they say you need 7 streams of income.
That's
Because
the
it's
urgency
like,
enough to
oh,
me.
hell.
That's enough urgency for me to be like, yo, I gotta get my
now,
butt up and do something.
A lot of people were like, well, she's gonna be fine because she's doing the blog and the influencer thing. But there are people that were taken out with me that were like, I don't know what I'm gonna do because this is all I've
I
ever done.
remember the man whose wife was about to give birth,
Yes.
and I remember he didn't want to go home and tell his wife
my gosh.
because she might go into early
Right.
labor because
Right.
he had invested so much time in this company,
Right.
and they said
Look at that.
sayonara.
Like, look at when they closed down the GM plant.
Yes.
Some people have
Yeah.
only started working there 2 months. Some people are there all their life. That's all they know.
Some people were working there since they were like 18.
Yeah, and that's all they
Thank you.
know. They don't know anything else. And then they get the shock of their life. Yeah, so GM's done with you.
You are dispensable.
Right.
So the more you know, the more you are able to put yourself in a position because
Agreed.
knowledge
Billion
is
percent.
currency.
Knowledge is
Yes.
currency.
Knowledge is currency,
You
guys,
need to
because
know.
at the end of the day, when something is in your head, it can't be taken out. Think about, you know what I like to think about when I think of knowledge? I think of movies like The Matrix or what was Limitless.
Limitless, yes.
Where
Just in
people,
my Matrix movie.
yeah,
Right?
The Matrix movie, and hi Keanu, and that idea where knowledge is uploaded into your
It's
brain.
like a drug.
And do you see how, someone like Neo, he was just a regular dude and he was so conformed, but once he got out of there and he had that knowledge uploaded to his brain,
Oh my god.
dude was unstoppable, knew jiu-jitsu.
He knew
Okay,
jiu-jitsu.
right? And
You know how long it took me to learn that? I don't know
Okay.
jiu-jitsu. I'm just
But
I don't know jiu-jitsu.
just to
But
say,
I will.
But just to say that knowledge is truly power, and that's what made him in that movie and Limitless. I think that was Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper?
Right, where it's like your brain is now at 100% versus 10%. Like you can do more, you can see more, you have the ability to help more people.
Absolutely. You have the ability, and that's that part. Helping other people, because we talk about that, right? And I'm gonna go because it's in our notes. So I'm glad
The
that you
helping
brought it.
people.
That's what a business is about.
You're
So that's what's supposed to be.
help other people
You're supposed
to bring
to.
them up
Yeah.
and elevate them. That's what Endel is doing for us, giving. Girl, you are too great. Like you're ready to go. But that's what Endel is doing. They don't actually have any reason. I guess we're talking about them,
Right.
but at the end of the day, they could have been like, "Yeah, sorry."
Agreed.
I actually
to-
didn't even ask. Andy offered and said,
Yes.
"Hey, where do you guys shoot?" I said, "We're actually looking for different places." He's
Yeah.
like, "Come on in."
You see that?
Without any hesitation, right? Because it is incumbent that you help other people.
Help
this is why
other
this is
people.
what we go back to. Are you choosing people in your life that are invested in your success? Because if people are invested in your success, you are in turn going to be invested in their success. So the people that we choose to associate ourselves with are very important. The partner you choose in your life. Let's talk about that. And we said we don't talk about relationships, but I'm going to cross my leg. I'm going to turn myself this way.
No,
Let me tell
you
you
know
something.
what? We have to start there
Yeah,
because we're
that's the
talking about
genesis, if
foundations
anything.
as well.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're talking about genesis. We're talking about foundations.
Yeah.
The person you choose to spend your life with has to be someone who is invested in you.
They should level up with. They want to put you
Yeah,
up there. They
yeah,
want to help
and-
you, not stomp on your dreams,
You
and
know,
make you feel
yeah.
ridiculous for even having a dream in the first place.
Okay, so like I follow a lot of obviously entrepreneurs online, and what I love to see, and I see people say hashtag goals when they see this, but one of the coolest things to see on Instagram is when a guy or a girl is, you know, being a boss in their business, and they're like, here's my wife, she's also here taking pictures of the event, or here's my husband, he's bringing in the cooler so my you know, my students can get water. Like these sort of little things where you see, wow, their wife, their husband, their girlfriend, their boyfriend, look at them, they're helping them carry the stuff in for their session. Look at them carrying the instruments for their band they can, you know, all of these things. You see that and you're like, instantly you're like,
that's it. It's an
That's
investment.
What it should be.
It's an investment into your success, and it is important. I mean, you look at. I'm going to take it and be very urban. You look at Gucci Mane and Keisha. Okay.
Good
example.
There
Gucci,
you go.
listen.
Good
you look
example.
at even Killer Mike when he talks about his wife and he was going to go take
Great
money
example.
and do foolishness with it, and instead he bought an investment property because his wife said, "Oh no." Invest that money.
That's it.
It's created more wealth. Gucci Mane is not the rapper that went in, and some people, you know, conspiracy theorists doesn't think it's him, but we won't go there. But Gucci Mane was not the man he was when he went into jail. He has leveled up because he had a wife who said, while you were away,
she took over.
She took over and made that man so much money.
She leveled
because she is you have to choose people, whether it is in a romantic relationship or any kind of relationship.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay? Because if they're not good for you, ship their asses out.
Thank you. And that can't be driven, like, that needs to be preached on the highest mountaintop. Too many people, because of the love, or, you know, it could be like you were saying in a relationship, like a romantic relationship or a friendship. Well, I've known this person for like donkey-ass years.
But your life has not elevated.
But their life is still exactly the same level. And they will not get rid of that toxic person.
Sometimes these people, too, they can be draining of your energy as well.
Oh, and you gotta protect your energy.
And you gotta protect your energy.
Protect that.
I mean, the one thing that people always say to us is your energy is so great. And I'm like, you know why it's great? Because I guard it with my life.
I guard it with my life.
I would sooner give you
my money.
I'll give you $1.
Then give you my energy.
$1.
Okay.
I'll give you $1.
You know what I mean? Rather than my energy, because my energy is what allows me to do the work that I need to do and to work with the people that I work with.
That's it. Because your energy gives you money.
If you're someone that drains your energy, God help you. Like, I hate to bring it up, but sometimes I feel that's what Bobby was to Whitney.
Oh, he was though. That's no shame in that. He wasn't. He was an energy killer.
You know, like
he drained Whitney.
I feel he drained her. Yes,
we love you, Whitney.
Peace, girl.
But yeah, he totally drained that woman of her energy, her mind capacity.
Yeah, her talent.
She was too busy worrying about who he was sleeping with and what babies he was going to bring or potentially what disease that she could invest into her craft. Y'all can't say nothing to Whitney to me, okay? I love me some Whitney.
Yeah, Whitney is queen.
Balls still crying. Don't put anything in the comments about Whitney.
It will be deleted, for real. So don't even think. Do not think about putting any hate on Whitney's name.
We keep all comments, but Whitney, you don't touch Whitney and Michael.
Unless it's Whitney was the queen of the night.
Absolutely.
Then we don't want to hear it.
But you know, we look at her career, we look at the trajectory, we look at her life, and yes, she had her own issues.
She did her own demons to fight.
However, the partner that you choose in your life has to be as invested in your success. I mean, I'm not going to spill her whole business, but one of my best friends married this amazing man. I love them and their relationship. And when I look at relationship, I'm like, this is relationship goals. I look at where they were 5-6 years ago. They got married in 2014. They met in 2011. So it's almost 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And the life that they've been able to build together.
Keyword.
Beautiful.
Together.
And they've had to make sacrifices together to get to where they are. But every year they level up. Every time I look, they're leveling up. They're the investment properties, businesses, except like it's just a constant level up. And she chose well. I mean, they both chose well.
Right.
He chose her. He got very lucky with her. I think she's like one of the most amazing. Yes. But when they were choosing each other, they talked about their non-negotiables. They talked about the things that were important. They had those conversations.
I like that.
And
they
it's
addressed
so important.
the elephant in the room.
Exactly. Right.
I like
Where
that.
do you want to be? Listen, let me tell you something. I don't care about somebody who's going to tell me how pretty I am.
Oh, Lord, girl.
We
all know we're all pretty.
A mirror. I have
You're not blind.
who tell me, I got a child who tell me, I got a mama who tell me that's all great. The man who is invested in my success, the man who says, I had somebody tell me the other day, I'm invested in your greatness.
And that's how it should be.
Not how about how pretty I was.
No.
This man said, I am invested in your greatness. And not only did he say it, he showed it. He had me in networking events, meeting people, just like that. Invested in my greatness because he saw that. It wasn't about how pretty I was. I mean, clearly he knows that. Of course he does.
Girl.
But it was a man who said to me, I'm invested in your greatness. And not only said it, but he showed it.
And
because let's face it, y'all, actions speak louder than words.
Well, that's the thing. And you have to look at yourself. And this is why valuing yourself is so important.
You have to.
You know your value. You know that, look, I am smart. I've done the things that I need to do. And I'm continuing to do the things to continue being smart. And I need someone that is going to understand that, look, this woman, this man, this whomever, they're about reaching their full potential.
That's it.
When you hear things like you're only using 10% of your brain power.
Doesn't that make you just want to run down and read every single book?
Why aren't we out here learning 12 languages each, y'all?
Thank you.
Why aren't we out here trying?
Thank you.
Like, we have the potential to do amazing things.
Amazing.
And we are limiting ourselves either because we're allowing people to keep us down, whether it be a partner, whether it be a family member or whomever. And it's like, you can do these things. You can learn. You can elevate yourself. You can level up. You don't need to go to Saks and Fifth to get an outfit to look
great. Go to Marshalls.
Go to Marshalls, y'all.
Go to some black-owned store if you can find one. There's plenty.
Yes, and go online. Online, you can find a lot of like boutiques like that are even owned by black females, and their stuff is not as expensive as you think it is.
That's it.
Oh my God! And speaking of online, I'm going to give you guys a hack. I am conscious of the time. I think we've got about 10 minutes. I'm going to give you a hack on online. If you have not heard about the honey,
yes, honey extension.
Yeah.
Listen, this honey extension is life.
Yes, it is, girl.
Anything you do online, okay? It will find out what company has a discount code automatically. When I was doing my website and I was signing up for the 1-year thing, it was $200 and I think like $15 US with taxes. Honey came in $172.
Done.
Yep.
Get the honey extension.
Extension.
Listen, if you love you some Fashion Nova, it will do the same Fashion Nova.
Yeah,
it
will
change your life. It will change your life.
It will change your life.
Fashion.
And you can get some books from Amazon or wherever, and Honey App will help you save some money. Again, that was us investing in ourselves.
ourselves.
But I still want to save money. So Honey Extension, you can put it on everything.
Saving that money is great because
turned it into something else.
You can invest it into your business.
You can invest it into your business. Like, a lot of times, I know, back to the money thing, money can be hard to find. But, you know, girl, if it was easy to find.
If it was easy to find, trust us. The three of us would have had a hell of a lot of it on right now. Trust that.
There are so many, you know, we speak of things like even the networking events and you know, different like business events in different genres of businesses. But even going to one of these events and showing up in a blazer, show up as your authentic self.
Yes.
Professionally. And just go. Sit down, introduce yourself to people. You'd be surprised to see who says, I really like you. I love the idea that you have for your business. How can I help? Do you know how many people have helped with just the vision overall of this show and all the content we create? A lot of it has come for free from people that have done it already, and then they told me how they did it.
That's it.
And it was free.
But that's also because you opened your mouth.
Right. I met them at an event, and it's like, I loved your story about working for so-and-so, working in politics, and now you're out here in your own business. I love that story. Oh, thank you. Oh, you know, my business is da-da-da-da-da. That is so cool. Have you ever tried da-da-da-da-da? Or do you ever need And before you know it,
You've learned something.
You learned something. Yeah, I know.
Free.
Gone, I hope, are the days when people would keep things under wraps. So far from what I'm seeing anyway, and I still find it so foreign because I was saying to you because I'm not used to it. I'm glad for it. Is people sharing their
hacks,
their
secrets,
and I hope that the generation to come, is even more open to them, so that people will continue sharing. Because there's almost 8 billion people on this planet. There's more than enough room for everyone.
There's enough money. There's enough money.
There's enough money.
Guys,
there's enough houses.
listen.
There's enough.
Walmart,
we can all live together.
Walmart
in wealth.
and all these other department stores. How many brands do they carry in their stores?
Do you think Walmart fears
Hundreds.
Target? Do you think Target is afraid of Walmart? They don't care about
because
you have your audience. They have their audience.
Absolutely.
They live to exist together.
And exactly, if you are, if you make tote bags, and I make tote bags. Mm-hmm. Maybe my tote bags aren't meant for the Walmart audience, but maybe Target.
But maybe Target is, and that's
then Target becomes my client. That's okay.
That's quite all right.
And it's fine. And it's very important. And you said something about even going to events, and this is one of the hacks that we talked about. Mm-hmm. So, we network, we talk about that, but it's not even just about networking, it's about connecting, truly connecting with people. Make sure that you're going on there and making a true connection with someone, learning something about them. If you haven't read the book Relationship Economy, I would suggest that you read the book Relationship Economy, because it talks about the importance in the digital age, especially, of truly connecting. Now, a lot of the events, yes, some are free, but some you have to pay for. And Garcia and I were talking about it on the planning call. If you find an event that you truly want to go to and you just can't afford it, hop into the inbox.
Hit up the DM box. Okay, so
girl,
guys,
tell them.
So here's a hack. Here's a hack for you. This is how I get things done. A lot of people are on Instagram. Most of these people are on Instagram, the planners of these events. Now, they'll put out their thing saying, we're having an event, and this event is going to cost maybe $200 a seat. Now, you look at it and you're like, there's going to be some great people in the room. I really want to go. I need this. But then what you usually do is you close Instagram and you go and you just say, I have no money.
Because you just give up so easily.
Don't give up so easily. Mm-hmm. When you see this sort of thing, what you do is you jump into that person's DM. You slide into their DMs.
Slide right in.
You slide right into their DM, and you can write a note, but I'm going to tell you what makes my thing different than what other people are telling you. Leave a voice message. Mm-hmm. Say,
more personal.
Hi, my name is Garcia. If you look at my Instagram account, I run this business. I realize that so-and-so business coach is going to be at this business, and I love to hear her speak. Unfortunately, right now, because I'm a small business owner, I do not have the funds to attend. But what can I do to be able to be in the room? I could volunteer my time. Mm-hmm. Do you need my services? I make tote bags. I can supply tote bags for the event, for your gift takeaway bags. Yeah. What can I do so I can be in the room?
Barter.
Do you think an organizer for an event is going to say
no to that?
No, there's no way I'm going to help you?
I highly doubt it.
Either they're going to take on one of your barter choices, or they're going to do something where they'll say, you know what? Bring your business partner with you, and I'll only charge you for one ticket.
Yeah. There's something.
So then you and your business partner
split the amount of money.
Split the amount of money.
You can get in and get that knowledge.
And get that knowledge, which is all that matters.
Like we were saying this whole show, knowledge is currency, and you need that currency.
Use these ideas, guys.
But then again, how bad do you want it?
Oh!
If you wanted it that badly, you would take the moves that we've made. How bad do you want it?
That part. How bad do you want something to go out and do exactly what we're saying? Because nothing we're saying has been difficult. Get a library card. Go on Coursera, LinkedIn, Google, YouTube. Barter with people. Truly, take the Honey app. I'm telling you, that Honey app. Even if all you want to do is Fashion Nova.
Right?
Even if all you care about is going on Fashion Nova, they have a hack and you will save money on Fashion Nova. But again, this is all stuff that you need to do, because investing in yourself is instrumental in you leveling up. Say the girl again.
Level up, 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 level up.
Okay? It is what you need to do. And what is our show all about? leveling up the
Leveling
community.
up.
And so again, we could sit around and not tell you any of this
Yeah,
stuff.
that's true. Absolutely. We
We
to ourselves.
keep it all to ourselves, but what use is it if all we have is this knowledge that we're not sharing with others? We created this platform to be able to share the knowledge that we collectively have and that we're learning along this path, because
That's it.
we have put all of ourselves in learning courses.
We have.
Oh, yes. We
All
have.
of us are
learning
in courses
or
online.
workshops
It's
that are
gold.
a weekend long, locking yourself up in a room with people and saying, okay, I'm going to take this weekend and I'm going to learn.
That's it.
There are tons of, and even like within your community, like a church that we attend, they're even having some financial education thing like one day, and it's free. Like, there's so many things within your community. Start from your community. You know, you don't even have to say, okay, I have to take these courses that take place in Chicago and New York.
Start local.
Right there.
Start
If
local.
you are located in Brampton, look
I am
at Brampton.
sure they've
I am
got
pretty sure
a
someone is
positive.
doing some sort of workshop,
Positive.
some sort of something where you
Free
can go
events,
learn.
Brampton. Free
Free-
events,
oh,
go on
Eventbrite,
Eventbrite. Exactly.
Eventbrite.
Free events, Eventbrite. Free, just right. Free events near me, and Eventbrite will come up with a list
It
of
will.
events that are close to you.
There's like zero excuses.
Team, no excuses.
No excuses.
So in the little time that we have left, there's a couple of tips that we wanted to give in terms of, while you're investing in yourself, you need to invest in your mental well-being.
Whew.
Yes.
That's so true. Because it can be draining.
This road
can.
ain't easy.
It's not an
it's,
easy road.
It's hard work. It's hard work.
And it's self-discipline. You have to, in the end, because everyone can
And
give you
a lot
all
of
the tips in the
discipline.
planet, but you as the individual have to be the one to propel yourself to take
Yeah.
those steps and to take those actions. And that can be draining.
It's very.
It
We're
can be
going.
draining.
We're going
We're
through it.
going
Like,
through. We're
look
going
how
through
many of
it.
the things we record for our individual
Yeah.
businesses are 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
We talk about, I've taped with things
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
that I release the next day. It's like in the
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah.
I'm up messaging them because we're in a group thing and it's
Yeah.
saying like 12:45 and we're all like, yeah, we're
Look,
still doing some
Yeah.
work. But
Look, none of us go to bed
It's
till
like,
2
yeah,
a.m.
I'm in my home
if
office.
anything. Like maybe on like a good day.
but it's also important to
But-
invest in your mental well-being. Meditate. Take supplements.
Oh my God, meditation.
Pray
is a
if you need to.
lifesaver.
Get a day. Talk to Jesus. Talk to your
Yeah.
pastor. Talk to your friends.
Talk
Just
to your
have
friends.
that moment. Sleep when you can. We're not doing a lot of
We're
that.
not right now.
But we're working on
We're working on
exercise. And
We're doing
exercise, you
that.
don't need a gym membership. You
No.
can walk up and down the stairs.
Yep.
You can take some bands at home. Go to
Yep.
Marshall's, $9.99. You
You
can
can
do some
turn
push-ups up.
on Spotify and just dance.
Around. Just
As long as
something.
you break a sweat,
Thank
you're
you.
working out.
Investing in your mental well-being is
That's
so
it.
important to getting
Yes,
yourself and
so
sustaining yourself at a
important.
very high level. Eat well. Stop eating garbage.
Yeah, eat
It's-
good
Please.
stuff, guys.
Please eat good stuff. Fruits, vegetables, they're really not that bad.
Not.
I got a great
They're
recipe
so
for,
good.
for a vegetarian lasagna if you
You
want
should
one.
drop it next
All
time.
right.
Drop it,
but
girl.
honestly, all of this stuff is to get you to that next level. And again, whether you're a business owner or not, if you're a student, you need to be at your best to be the best
You have
student.
to
If you're in marketing, if you're in whatever, anytime you're doing a presentation, you need to be at your best constantly. And God, when don't you just feel great when you're at your best?
Yes.
I feel like I can
Yes.
rule the world.
Because
Yes.
we're gonna
Because we're gonna rule the
You
world.
get up out of your bed,
We're
you
ruling the
jump out
world.
of bed, you
ready to go.
You're
ready
ready.
to go.
You're fresh. You're like
Ready to go.
have all this energy inside of you. You're just ready to just get
and you're ready
to
to
it.
connect with people because
Really?
your energy level is
And
It's
people
so
are
different.
attracted to
They're
your
attracted
energy
to
because
it.
you're putting out good stuff and you're not toxic with anything.
So important.
So that's
and you
very
said something
important.
about jumping out of bed. My routine right now, before I jump out of bed, there's a couple of things I do. One, I thank God for waking me up in that morning and
Hallelujah.
opening my eyes.
Yes.
Two, I meditate.
Yes.
For like 5-10 minutes before I even wheel out of bed, I'm
Yep.
meditating. And number 3, I have a bottle of water and
Gulp
vitamins
it.
and supplements by my website,
Yeah.
by
Yep.
my bedside. I take my
Do
supplements
it.
and my water, and that's how I start my day. So I don't have any excuse. It's right
It's
there.
right there.
It's right
I
there.
It's
create
right
a
there.
routine so that it's right there. So guys, invest in yourself. It's important. So now we're going to talk about our takeaways from the show. And Garcia.
My takeaway is that yes, you are never finished learning. There's always something for me to learn. I have to make sure that the basis of what I do is strong and it's right. Make sure that I have routines that set me up for success because trust me, every single person that's in the 1%, they do have a routine.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Whether it
routine.
starts at 5 a.m. or whether it starts at 7 a.m., they have a routine. So making sure my foundation is strong and making sure that that transfers into the work that I put out into the world. And that I'm constantly learning all the time.
Nice.
Awesome.
Bomb. For me, it's definitely dropping the ego. And,
Good one.
letting it go. Like, you're a human being, you don't know everything, and that's hella okay. It's okay to ask questions and to resource and wherever you can do and be open to critique and, take what people give you. And don't get angry if someone's like, well, you know what, you could do this a little better. Don't fly off and think, well, they're trying to kill my joy. It's like, no, they're only trying to help you level up.
Absolutely.
So definitely drop the ego and take all that good that people are telling you and make yourself, better. But drop the ego. That's what I'm got.
Amen.
Drop it.
Mine is surround yourself with people who are invested in your success as well.
Definitely.
Choosing the right people to be in your life.
Amen
And it's
to
okay if you find that you're leveling up and someone else doesn't want it, you can say bye-bye.
That's it.
I don't care if it's your mama, your father, your
Yeah.
sister, your brother. I will
Right?
cut anybody off.
Yeah,
who
I
at the
have
end
no
of the
problem.
day-
Boundaries.
Boundaries.
Got no
Buddy.
problem. You
Like-
got to cut it.
Boundaries
Cut it.
are my favorite thing.
Absolutely. It's important because if you're trying to get to a next level
Mm.
and other people are trying to bring you down, that's actually a message to you that they're not invested in your success. So
That's
if you're invested in you and other people are not, you need to get rid of those people because they're just going to bring you down.
They're gonna bring you down, and you don't need that in your life. You're trying to build yourself up. You have no time. Someone said that unfortunately, sometimes it gets pretty lonely at the top. But there's a reason why the person said that. People will always start at the bottom of the mountain, and they're with you. And as you get higher, you'll see that certain people just start to drop off. And by the time you get to the top, sometimes it's just literally you by yourself.
But the best part is if you had surrounded
But you
people
surround yourself.
with who want
Good people.
everybody
Good
would
people,
be going
then everyone
up.
would be going up. That's true
You
too.
wouldn't be that lonely. The
You wouldn't be
reason
that
it's lonely
lonely.
is because you didn't know how to cut people off
So
to
you
really
wanna
get better
kinda-
people in your life, right?
That's
Because
it.
it's all about if Garcia's going, her hand is up so I can go. My hand is up so Telly can go. Telly's
That's it.
hand
We're
up so
helping
somebody
to build
is
each
other
constantly
up.
going up.
Yes.
Exactly. So
That's what
And if
it
you
is.
find
That is
someone
up.
is like trying to pull you down from the mountain, throw them off the mountain.
take them off, throw them
You won't
away.
be charged. Don't worry about it.
Right? Get that luggage
That
off
luggage
of your
off.
back, right? So
Amen.
that
Free
is our
yourself.
takeaway. So everyone, we will see you next week. Because
See you next
we
week, guys. This was
are
awesome. We're
Look at
ruling
me.
the world.
Look at me.
Wait a minute. Oh,
Hey, and again, and down maintenance and management.
Thank you so much.
And down
For
maintenance
your
and
space
management.
today. Ha.
And down maintenance and look at me. Goodbye, everyone. We fancy now, so Garcia's got to
Oh, you
actually walk
fancy,
all
huh?
the way around
Yeah,
to
I gotta
end it.
walk.
We